Chapter 1191, Begging. Central Continent, deep in Earth Abyss. Delicious wine and food was set out in the garden. Come, brother Sure, I have heard that you like delicious wine. I have purposely looked for these wines for you to taste. Gu Immortal Yang Feng sat upright as he stretched out his arm towards his esteemed guest. This guest had short white hair and shining golden eyes with sharp light in them. He wore a tight martial uniform and had a blue silver belt. His forearms and knees had dazzling armor. He had broad shoulders and a slim waist. He was emitting a valiant aura. But he was half leaning on the wall and had a casual posture. It lifted a bit of the pressure that he was emitting. Gu Immortal Yang Feng was a rank 7 transformation path Gu Immortal, an expert in ancient soul sect of the 10 great ancient sects. But compared to his guest, he was inferior in fame. Because this guest was Shirley, he cultivated Earth Path primarily and Transformation Path secondarily. He was at the peak of rank 7. He was an expert of Central Continent known as the Immortal Monkey King. Then I will not stand on ceremony. Shirley laughed. He stretched out his arm, lifting the wine vat on the table, breaking the seal. The smell of liquor burst out. It felt like an intense flame had started raging. Instantly, in the huge garden, it was filled with the smell of thick alcohol. The alcohol was red in color. The vapor gathered around the vat, resembling a bright cloud of flames. Shirley saw this and became joyful, praising, "Good wine. So this is the legendary Red Emperor wine. Brother Yang Feng, you could actually get your hands on this. You are quite impressive." Gu Immortal Yang Feng laughed loudly. "I'll not hide it from Brother Sure. I paid a huge price to obtain it from ancient soul sect's treasury. Come to speak of it, this was thanks to our ancestor. 300,000 years ago, a Gu Immortal from our sect became friends with a Gu Immortal of Eastern Sea, Wine Emperor. During the Gu Refinement Path Convention, they competed in refining Gu and agreed that whoever won would obtain the loser's creation. They fought for 81 days, having their respective victories. They were closely matched. This Red Emperor wine was created by Wine Emperor. He had lost it to our ancestor. Ancient Soul Sect of the 10 great ancient sects had ancient in its name. True to its name, the sect was very old, having the longest history among the 10 great ancient sections 300,000 years ago. That was the medieval antiquity era. Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable, Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable, and Giant Sun Immortal Venerable appeared in succession during this era. A female Gu Immortal, Shui Ni, founded Water Path and built Spirit Affinity House. It was also during this era. Oh. Shirley was intrigued. Wine Emperor. I know this person. He was a Food Path Rank 8 expert. He was very famous in human history. His entire life's effort was in the creation of his 3 sovereign 5 Emperor wines. Legend says that by combining these 8 wines, one can obtain the rank 8 Liquor Worm Immortal Gu. Using this Gu, one can turn rank 8 White Lychee Immortal Essence into rank 9 Yellow Apricot Immortal Essence. After this person died, he left his inheritance behind. Currently, there is the Eastern Sea Gu Immortal Zui Xian Wang, who became the 137th inheritor. Brother Sure, you are so knowledgeable. I am impressed. Cheers. Yang Feng raised his wine cup. Shirley waved his hand instead. Drinking with a cup is not satisfying enough. Let's drink from the vats directly. Okay, Brother Sure. You are very direct. I will do the same. Yang Feng patted the table, replying. But Shirley had just touched the vat when his movements paused. His expression changed as he looked outside. An information path Immortal Gu had appeared in the sky above the garden. It was flying around but did not land. Shirley's golden eyes shone. This is an Immortal Gu from my sect, Brother Yang. Please let it in. This garden was not normal. It was exquisitely built, grand with white jade tiles. It was oozing with cold air. There were faint dragon roars heard occasionally. This was Ancient Soul Sect's Immortal Gu House, Frost Dragon Manor. Yang Feng manipulated the Immortal Gu House, opening a path for the information path Immortal Gu to fly towards Shirley. After inspecting it, Shirley's expression changed slightly. Yang Feng could not ask about the sect matters. He raised his cup and savored the red. Emperor Wine.to think that Shirley took the initiative. Northern Plains Gu Immortals are indeed battle maniacs. Hay Tribe was just destroyed, and now they are starting to fight again. This time, the commotion is even bigger. All the Huangjin tribes are ganging up to deal with the newly established alliance of Chu sect and Baizu tribe. Chu sect. Yang Feng was confused. This is a newly created sect. Do you know about Northern Plains Chudu? I know a little. A strength path Gu immortal, known as Domination Immortal. That's right, he created Chu sect. This person is not to be underestimated. He used Hei Fan Grotto Heaven to forcefully resist Heavenly Lord Baizu's invasion. He even nurtured many strength path Gu immortals secretly. He has quite a force. Yang Feng frowned. After absorbing this information, he said, Strength path is like the setting sun. It is nothing much. But this Chu sect is probably the first sect in Northern Plains. This Chu Du is so daring. That's right. Shirley said, this is a good show to watch. Both sides have agreed to hold a martial competition. Hee hee, Northern Plains is really exciting. They are fighting all the time. Why was I not born in Northern Plains? Cough, cough. Shirley patted his own head. Oh, I nearly forgot. Heavenly Court has orders. We are to go and attack Star Form Blessed Land now. Why? Heavenly Court has already confirmed that Feng Yuan will not come. Yang Feng asked in surprise that as it turned out, after Ing Wu Xie and the rest escaped from Heavenly Court, Fairy Ziwei had never given up on searching for Feng Yuan's traces. Feng Yuan's true body was not exposed yet. Even Prince Feng Xian could not make any progress. But using some clues and her immense capabilities, Fairy Ziwei managed to forcefully deduce the existence of Star Form Blessed Land. Star Form Blessed Land was inside Earth Abyss. It was an ancient soul sect's territory. Fairy Ziwei specially asked Gu Immortal Shirley to complete a task. Shirley was a supreme elder of Combat Immortal Sect. Ancient Soul Sect sent Yang Feng to cooperate with Shirley. Shirley was following orders. According to Fairy Ziwei's plan, he was waiting in ambush. The moment Feng Yuan returned to Star Form Blessed Land, he would capture him immediately. But after waiting for so long, Feng Yuan did not even appear once. Not long ago, Star Form Blessed Land faced calamity. Feng Yuan made up his mind and ignored it. Fairy Ziwei noticed Feng Yuan's determination and deduced that if Star Form Blessed Land was kept intact, it would be of much help to Feng Yuan in the future. Thus, she decided to go ahead and order Shirley to destroy Star Form Blessed Land. Spirit. Affinity House, Lake Heart Mountain. Feng Jin Huang's accommodations. Senior sister, you are amazing. You could refine even this type of goo. Qin Wan held the goo with both hands as she cried out excitedly. Feng Jin Huang had snowy skin. Her eyebrows were long and golden. Her lips curled up as she smiled. This is nothing much. She had Dream Wings Immortal Goo. Her refinement path attainment was now Grandmaster level. Refining a rank 3 Mortal Goo was really nothing much. Senior sister, oh no. At this time, a Goo Master ran over with a flustered look on her chubby face. Qin Wan was unhappy at her demeanor. Sun Yao, you are an elite disciple of Spirit Affinity House. How can you be so panicky? Feng Jin Huang smiled. No need to worry, I am here. Tell me what happened. Sun Yao breathed in deeply as she said, That Zhao Lianyun is coming. What, Zhao Lianyun? Qin Wan's expression changed. She looked at Feng Jin Huang worriedly. Zhao Lianyun is an otherworldly demon. She has also inherited Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable's true inheritance. Since she joined the sect, she had been your opponent. Zhao Lianyun wants to compete with senior sister over the next generation fairy position of Spirit Affinity House. Why is she coming here to find you? Feng Jin Huang's smile gradually faded. I am not sure either. Go, let's meet her and ask. Wouldn't that answer our questions? The three left the room, meeting a girl. This girl was dressed in white, like a flower by the lake. She had long black silky hair with a worried look between her eyebrows. She had clear skin and pupils like they were fused with the night sky, expressing worry and anxiety. Such beauty was comparable to Feng Jin Huang. It was Zhao Lianyun. Junior sister Zhao, I wonder what business you have with me. Feng Jin Huang was the first to ask. Zhao Lianyun hesitated for a moment. Determination shone in her eyes. Plopped. The next moment, she knelt down. Qin Wan and Sun Yao did not expect this. They gasped in shock. Feng Jin Huang was also quite shocked. Junior sister Zhao, why are you doing this? I really have no other alternatives. Please save Ma Hongyun. Zhao Lianyun said. as tears flowed down her smooth cheeks. Ma Hongyun, who is he? He asked you to come and beg me? Come, you can get up and tell me, don't kneel. Feng Jinhuang quickly walked forward, stretching out her arms to help Zhao Lianyun stand up. She had the magnanimity of a senior sister. Even though she and Zhao Lianyun were fiercely competing for the position of fairy, now that Zhao Lianyun was begging her, Feng Jinhuang did not look down on her. She offered to help her up instead, but Zhao Lianyun did not get up. She shook off Feng Jinhuang's hands, sobbing, "Right now? The only one who can help me is you." Senior sister Feng Jinhuang. Southern border, Guyu village. Feng Yuan clenched his fists, gritting his teeth. He said to the two people sitting in front, "Uncle, Aunt, you have already obtained the inheritance my parents left. Right now, I need some primeval stones. Can't you help me?" Aunt snorted, saying shrilly, "That is not right. We did not take your parents' inheritance. They are with your brother. Your brother has a great aptitude. He has a far better future than you. I believe that your parents would do this too if they were still alive." "Oh, Feng Yuan," Uncle said in a calm and slow manner. "I know what you are thinking. You want primeval stones to buy goo refinement materials and refine goo. But do you know how hard it is to refine goo? How big the risks are? You are simply too young. Don't bear such unrealistic thoughts. Just do your part properly. With your C-grade aptitude, stop dreaming and live your life realistically." It was winter now. Inside the warm room, Feng Yuan's heart was ice cold. He had been standing on the spot. After a short silence, he said, "I understand now." He turned around and walked out. Behind him, Aunt criticized sarcastically, "Leaving like this? Not even saying goodbye. He is truly polite." Uncle was smiling, saying in a fake tone, "Oh, Feng Yuan, don't be so anxious to leave. Stay for dinner." Feng Yuan did not stop. He walked even faster with firmer steps. From his uncle and aunt's place, he went towards the streets with many people. That it was late at night now. Even though there was no snow, the cold air gave Feng Yuan a bone-chilling feeling. Next, he looked up at the sky, clenching his fist in the sky. Countless stars were shining brightly. Starlight reflected in Feng Yuan's pupils. His eyes seemed to be shining with life. "Since I transmigrated to this world, I must achieve something in life. So what if I have C-grade aptitude? I can definitely succeed." Feng Yuan did not see that behind him. A figure was quietly tailing him, watching all the events unfold. The stars in the night sky were shining even more brightly. This figure's appearance became clear that it was another Feng Yuan. But this Feng Yuan's appearance had changed completely. Experience and maturity was also deep in his gaze. Under his supervision, the entire night sky, the entire dream realm faded. As if there was a thick layer of fog in the sky, gradually, everything vanished in the real world. Feng Yuan opened his eyes slowly, muttering, "To think that I could re-experience what happened in my previous life." Chapter 1192, Concession. Central Continent, Spirit Affinity House. Zhao Lianyun might be an otherworldly demon, but she has deep love in her. Feng Jinhuang's mother fairy Bai Qing looked through the window, a very far distance away, focusing on Zhao Lianyun, who was still kneeling in the courtyard. Zhao Lianyun approached Feng Jinhuang and begged her to help save Ma Hongyun. Feng Jinhuang was lost. After asking, she learned about Zhao Lianyun and Ma Hongyun's heart-wrenching story. Zhao Lianyun was begging for help, but regardless of what Feng Jinhuang said, she seemed to be fixated on this. She refused to get up. Feng Jinhuang had no choice but to find her parents for help. Her mother was a rank 7 female immortal of Spirit Affinity House, Bai Qing, while her father was the famous Feng Jiuge. Feng Jiuge walked towards Fairy Bai Qing. He did not look at Zhao Lianyun. Instead, he looked at the sky, saying plainly, "Dear, can't you tell? Zhao Lianyun is guided by some people." Fairy Bai Qing's gaze flashed. "Do you mean Su Hao and Li Juning? Places with people will have competition for benefits." Spirit Affinity House had its internal conflicts too. Feng Jiuge was powerful. In the absence of rank 8s, he dominated the 10 great ancient sects. Nobody could rival him. But this did not mean he had no opponents. Competition in this world did not just involve fighting and killing. Su Hao and Li Juning were Feng Jiuji's main opponents in Spirit Affinity House. The two of them were married too, among which Su Hao was a wisdom path Gu immortal, While Li Juning was known as the illusory fairy, her power was extraordinary. In the previous life, when Feng Jiugu died inside the thieving Heaven True Inheritance's special space, these two immediately exerted pressure on Fairy Bai Qing and had a powerful stance. But afterwards, when Feng Yuan used Spring-Autumn Cicada and ended up saving Feng Jiugu, history was changed. Feng Jiuji's return caused great pressure on Su Hao and Li Juning. They were at a disadvantage. However, using Zhao Lianyun's influence, the two of them held their ground and were untouchable by even Feng Jiugu inside Spirit Affinity House. Hearing Fairy Bai Qing mention their names, Feng Jiugu admitted, "It is them. This was my mistake. Back then, I sent Su Hao to complete the mission for the thieving Heaven True Inheritance. I wanted to push them aside, but to think they actually benefited from it. Huang Er wants to be the next generation fairy. She was originally unmatched, but now, Zhao Lianyun appeared. As expected of an otherworldly demon, this woman is very intelligent and has a different perspective on many matters. Yet she can get to the point and succeed in her unique methods. She is truly worthy of being Huang Er's opponent." This time, Zhao Lianyun is kneeling and begging for help. Su Hao probably instigated this. Zhao Lianyun wants to save her lover. She has to fight for the position of fairy. That way, she would have enough authority to use Spirit Affinity House's power. If Huang Er gives in to her, she would give up being the fairy. But if she rejects her, it would breed trouble. Feng Jiugu analyzed deeply. He easily exposed Su Hao's schemes. He was a sound path Gu immortal, but he had incredible wits. He had a keen perception towards these internal conflicts. Fairy Bai Qing rolled her eyes, saying playfully, "Dear, why would I not understand these? Our Spirit Affinity House's signature immortal Gu is love. Our sect values moving people through love." Su Hao asked Zhao Lianyun to do this. He probably does not expect her to succeed. But after Zhao Lianyun is rejected by Huang Er, others would sympathize with her. "Ha ha ha, my dear, you are so smart. I was unduly worried." Feng Jiugu laughed. Su Hao was trying so desperately to make Zhao Lianyun win and defeat Feng Jin Huang and become the fairy of Spirit Affinity House. That way, he could use Zhao Lianyun's power to ally with others and oppose Feng Jiugu together. Su Hao had a good plan. All along, Zhao Lianyun's identity as an otherworldly demon was her biggest obstacle in becoming Spirit Affinity House's fairy, because people were more willing to believe in those who originated from a similar background. Zhao Lianyun, who came from another world, was ostracized and guarded against. But after this matter, Zhao Lianyun's image in Spirit Affinity House would completely transform in the eyes of everyone. Even though Zhao Lianyun was an otherworldly demon, she loved a man of the Gu world. For this man, she fought for the position of fairy. She was not a vicious or ambitious person. She was really pitiful. Nobody was helping her. Her lover was in Northern Plains. He might die any time. These lovebirds might never get together again. This time, Su Hao made a good plan. No matter what decision Huang Er makes, she would still lose. In fact, to compete for the position of fairy, she has to reject Zhao Lianyun. Feng Jiugu said plainly. "Then we let her continue kneeling here?" Fairy Bai Qing asked. Feng Jiugu smiled. "No worries, she won't stay here for long. This is just a show." But Fairy Bai Qing shook her head. "I do not agree with this. Did you not see Zhao Lianyun's eyes? She is so determined and resolute. She is in deep agony. Do you think Su Hao would tell her about the truth?" At this moment, Zhao Lianyun probably thinks that her only hope in saving her lover lies in Huang Er giving up this contest. She will definitely not give up. She will continue kneeling. Feng Jiugu did not speak. He looked at the sky. He still paid no attention to Zhao Lianyun. Feng Jiugu was a little regretful now that if he had known this, he would not have bought Zhao Lianyun back in the Northern Plains auction. Right now, she was Feng Jin Huang's greatest obstacle. Parents in this world still had the same wishes. They wanted their sons or daughters to succeed in life. Even Feng Jiugu with rank 8 battle strength was no exception from this. Even your mother pities Zhao Lianyun. "Oh Huang Er, we will not advise you this time. How will you deal with this?" Feng Jiugu was secretly anticipating as he waited on the road to Lake Heart Mountain. Qin Wan kicked a rock along the path angrily. "This Zhao Lianyun is so annoying. Is this how you beg someone?" She wants you to give up the contest for the position of fairy. She has the nerves to say that. She is really shameless. But she really has no choice. She already explained that this is for the sake of her lover, Sun Yao mumbled. Yes, but even so, she cannot do this. Kneeling on the ground, refusing to get up. Does she want us to beg her to get up? Seriously, oh, I am so angry. She even caused senior sister's home to be surrounded by spectators, causing you to be unable to go home and have to roam out here. Qinwan stomped, going crazy. However, she is really pitiful. I did not feel that last time, but hearing her words, I find that Zhao Lianyun is really kind too. Sun Yao shook her head. Hey, whose side are you on? You are speaking up for Zhao Lianyun. Qinwan was furious as she pointed at Sun Yao. Senior sister is the most qualified person to be Spirit Affinity House's fairy. Zhao Lianyun is an outsider. How can she? And you? Sun Yao, correct your attitude. Did you forget about how senior sister has been taking care of us all along? You actually said such words. Are you repaying kindness with enmity? No, I have no such intentions. I just think that she is pitiful. No matter what decision senior sister makes, I will support her. Sun Yao waved her hand, explaining. Qinwan calmed down a little. She started worrying for Feng Jin Huang. Senior sister must be troubled now. This Zhao Lianyun really posed a good problem. If we agree to her demand, we will give up the position of fairy. But if we don't, people will say that senior sister is heartless, and people will sympathize for Zhao Lianyun and acknowledge her. Most importantly, the contest for fairy is not just decided by our seniors, it also considers the view of our generation's disciples. Every generation's fairy and spirit affinity house has to be acknowledged by everyone. Walking in front, Feng Jin Huang suddenly laughed lightly to herself. She stopped walking. Qinwan and Sun Yao realized that they were at the mountain slope that they usually went to. Feng Jin Huang stood on the slope, raising her head as she looked at the stars in the sky. Next, she spoke. I will not concede. Her tone was plain, but Sun Yao and Qinwan could hear her unwavering determination. Feng Jin Huang's clear eyes reflected the light of the stars in the sky. Winds of the night blew, caressing her face as her hair fluttered in the sky. She continued. Even though Zhao Lianyun is pitiful, the title of the next generation fairy is my goal. This is the path that I have decided on. I will not change it for the sake of others. Northern Plains, Langya blessed land. Fang Yuan was inside his own dream realm. Inside Qingmao Mountain again. In Guyu village, a young Fang Yuan was standing in front of Guyu clan leader. You want me to give in to Fang Zheng tomorrow on purpose? And lose to him? Fang Yuan stared with wide-opened eyes, growling. Guyu clan leader's side. Fang Yuan, I understand that this is not your fault. Fang Zheng was the instigator. But you need to understand, he has been living under your shadow, unable to get free. He challenged you because his heart's inner desires are leading him to oppose you, to defeat you and break free from his childhood trauma, and obtain the heart of an expert. Fang Yuan lowered his head, gritting his teeth. Clan leader, since you looked for me in secret, that means I have the strength to defeat him. That's right, you took a debt and pawned all of your assets just to luckily succeed in refining that goo. This greatly raised your battle strength. But Fang Zheng has a great aptitude. He is taught by several elders. He has quite the skill. He just lacks some experience. Guyu clan elder said, a great aptitude he. Fang Yuan raised his head and looked at Guyu clan leader, smiling in a mocking manner. Your decision is? Guyu clan leader was expressionless, looking down at Fang Yuan imposingly. Fang Yuan turned around and walked away. His figure faded into the shadows. He left with one sentence. I'll do it. Guyu clan leader did not speak. His gaze became dark as he muttered to himself. He conceded so easily. He must have other ideas. To play it safe, I should preemptively weaken him first. Chapter 1193, Gong Wanting. Dawn. When the first ray of sunlight shone, the flowers and grass were still wet with dew. A blood-thorn snake slithered out of its cavern after the unbearable cold night, greedily absorbing the warmth of the sunlight. Ordinary snakes were cold-blooded, but the blood-thorn snake's blood was warm. As its temperature rose, it gradually regained its nimbleness. It stretched out its body and flicked out its tongue, as it started to look for food that it needed to get enough food today and digest them to cope with the next cold night that I in this world. All living beings were struggling and fighting for every aspect of survival. The appearance of the blood-thorn snake was terrifying, but its nature was gentle. It did not eat meat, and it fed on blood jaspers. Its tongue darted in and out, and soon it discovered its food. Blood jaspers were translucent, like rose stones, hanging on the tips of stalks of grass. It was the dew from flowers and plants which had certain probabilities of transforming under the rays of dawn. If this blood jasper managed to avoid the blood-thorn snake's hunt and endure through the cold nights, after 7 days and 7 nights, it would transform into a small rank 1 blood jasper goo. The blood-thorn snake quickly slithered over. Rustle, rustle. The dense shrubs were shaking continuously, showing traces of a line. Within several breaths of time, the blood-thorn snake crossed 1,000 steps of distance and neared this blood jasper. The snake's head rose and was about to devour this delectable food when suddenly, a loud explosion sounded from the horizon. The blood-thorn snake shook in fear. Its whole body fell down to the ground without any trace of strength left. Boom, boom, boom. Explosions reverberated through the landscape like war drums. An enormous hall moved through the clouds and descended above this grassland. Like the ruler of the world, this hall had a broad structure and magnificent appearance, with lightning snakes coiling around it and countless thunderbolts raining down beside it. Inside the hall, New Ergu laughed heartily. Sure enough, Loud Thunder Hall is extremely powerful. In this blood battle competition, my New Air tribe has this hall to suppress the situation. We will definitely kill the enemies. Ha ha. He was a famous rank 7 Gu immortal expert of Northern Plains Righteous Path, specializing in Sound Path, and had impressive battle achievements. His battle strength stood at the same level as Guan Cho of Guan tribe. Unfettered scholar and Pai Shui, Inu Ergu had a small head and big belly. His body was disproportional. His eyeballs were popping out, while his limbs were dry as twigs. He had pale skin resembling a sick person, without any hint of blood in his face. Right now, New Ergu was controlling Loud Thunder Hall, experiencing the overflowing strength of this immortal Gu house. He was extremely excited, along with New Ergu were several of New Air tribe's Gu immortals. Among them, a girl did not conceal her frown, covering her ears as she shouted, "All right, New Ergu, stop using thunder sound. It is truly noisy. If you use it again, I will turn you into a toad." New Ergu, who had been in high spirits, heard the girl's threat. His demeanor immediately disappeared without a trace. "Great, Aunt. I made a mistake." He quickly turned around and bowed in apology. The girl waved her hand. "Little Gu, you need to behave. We can't stand out in this blood battle martial competition. Yao tribe, Guan tribe, and Lu tribe are the ones nearer to Chu sect and Baizu tribe. If we put too much effort, they will just watch from the sidelines and reap the benefits." "Yes, Great Aunt, you are right. I shall listen to Great Aunt's arrangement." New Ergu quickly patted his chest and assured. The other New Air tribe Gu immortals almost could not hold back their laughter. According to bloodline seniority, this Gu immortal with the appearance of a little girl was indeed New Air Gu's great aunt. The crucial point was that she was very powerful and had a trump card immortal killer move, which she had tested on New Air Gu since he was young. The trauma on New Air Gu was extremely huge from this, and he had developed a fear of his great aunt. Gong tribe's people are also coming. The girl suddenly turned around. Under the amplification of Loud Thunder Hall, her gaze easily pierced through an enormous distance, seeing another immortal Gu house. This immortal Gu house was similarly a hall. It was Gong tribe's Golden Dawn Hall, shining with brilliant golden radiance. When New Air Gu saw a female Gu immortal standing at the entrance of the Golden Dawn Hall, he immediately frowned. Why is it her? This woman looked to be in her late 20s. She was clad in dazzling palace attire with the lower hems touching the ground. Her black hair was tied up high with jade and gold ornaments. Her skin was snow white, her eyebrows slender, her gaze sharp, and her chest was voluptuous and perky. She looked stately and beautiful, giving a feeling that she could not be offended. "Gong Wan Ting." New Air tribe's girl exclaimed in slight surprise, before quickly adding, "Come with me." New Air tribe's Gu immortals immediately flew out of Loud Thunder Hall and went up to the entrance of Golden Dawn Hall. The girl greeted first in a cordial tone. "Elder Sister Wan Ting, hope you have been well." Gong Wan Ting lightly smiled. "Little Sister Nu Er Chien, good day to you." The two Immortal Gu House stopped above Blood Plain. This was a rare scene in Northern Plains Gu Immortal World. Next, the third Immortal Gu House appeared, making this scene even more colorful. Divine Light Hall, Yao Tribe's Immortal Gu House. A Gu Immortal of Yao Tribe, Yao Yuaning, flew out of the Immortal Gu House and greeted Gong Wanting first before greeting Nu Er Chien, and Nu Er Gu could not help but secretly transmit his voice to Nu Er Chien. "Great Aunt." It looks like Gong Tribe came prepared this time, sending Gong Wanting over. Even the current holder of the Longevity Edict, Yao Tribe, is overwhelmed. Nu Er Chien transmitted back her reply. Gong Wanting is Prince Feng Xian's official wife. Who can dare to not respect her? Even if Yao Huang were to be present, he would also have to be somewhat courteous to her. But the person Yao Tribe sent this time is actually Yao Yuaning. Her nature is gentle, and she is not proficient in fighting and killing, but is specialized in healing. It seems Yao Tribe also does not have the intention to put in much effort. Just looking at these Gu Immortals, one could have some clues to the thoughts of each tribe. Last time, Gong Tribe had suffered the most in the battle at Iron Eagle Blessed Land. When Gong Heir returned to the tribe, he had been punished. This time, Gong Tribe wanted Prince Feng Xian to show up, but their ploy was seen through by Prince Feng Xian. Gong Tribe could only choose the next best option, sending Gong Wanting. She was Prince Feng Xian's wife. She had rank 7 cultivation, with powerful battle strength, and was a genuine expert. Gong Tribe's main objective this time was to revitalize their prestige. Yao Tribe sent Yao Yuaning, a healing Gu Immortal who was not good at fighting, and she had been appointed by Yao Huang. Yao Huang was friends with Heavenly Lord Baizu, so he came up with the Blood Battle Martial Competition as an explanation to Longevity Heaven. His main focus was still on refining Gu. Some combative Gu Immortals of Yao Tribe had been suppressed by Yao Huang, and could only grit their teeth with nothing they could do about it, and Nu Er Tribe sent Nu Er Chien and Nu Er Gu as the main forces. Nu Er Gu's nature was erratic and was very aggressive, while Nu Er Chien was stable, experienced, and very reliable. The main thing was that she could restrain Nu Er Gu. However, Nu Er Tribe also had the intention to forge ahead this time, so they did not stint on mobilizing the tribe's Immortal Gu House, Loud Thunder Hall, but the final decision was in Nu Er Chien's hands. Next, Huang Jin tribes appeared one after the other. Lu Tribe, Yi Lui Tribe, Chanyu Tribe, Meng Tribe, Yuan Tribe, Nian Er Tribe, Morong Tribe, Guan Tribe. A total of 11 Huang Jin tribes, super forces who ruled over territories, and had undisputed influence to Northern Plains Gu Immortal World. There had been 2 more tribes previously. Point 1 was Dongfang Tribe. It was a pity Dongfang Changfan made it flourish, and it also was destroyed because of the failure of his plan to resurrect. It could be said that Dongfang Tribe rose because of Dongfang Changfan, and also suffered their downfall at Dongfang Changfan's hands. Another was He Tribe. He Tribe had many surviving Gu Immortals, but they were annexed by Baizu Tribe. Their tribe name was discarded, and they no longer were acknowledged by other Huang Jin tribes, even being cast aside and disdained upon. Greetings to Fairy Gong Wanting. Like Yao Tribe and Nu Er Tribe, the Gu Immortals of different tribes also greeted Gong Wanting. Gong Wanting's own battle strength made her an undisputed leader of the righteous path, and more importantly was her status. She was Prince Feng Xian's wife. Even if she were immortal, just this status alone was worthy for these Gu Immortals to have such an attitude. Gong Tribe actually sent Fairy Wanting over, such a ruthless move. They clearly want to suppress Yao Tribe. Gong Tribe's people like to look down on others. To be honest, I like Yao Tribe a bit more. After all, Lord Yao Huang is of our Huang Jin bloodline. Each tribe's Gu Immortals acutely sensed the undercurrents in the righteous path forces. They were all secretly discussing and looking forward to how Yao Tribe would react. With Fairy Gong Wanting here, how could I, Yao Yuaning, command this edict? Beyond most of the Gu Immortals' expectations, Yao Tribe's representative Yao Yuaning directly handed over the Longevity Edict. Gong Wanting, however, refused with a smile. Yao Yuaning offered a second time. Gong Wanting again refused, except her attitude had eased up by a lot. Yao Yuaning offered the third time, and only then did Gong Wanting accept, looking like she was forced to, and the moment she took it, she placed it at the center of the plaque on the entrance of Golden Dawn Hall. Gong Wanting then continued, "Everyone, please come inside the hall. My tribe has already prepared some light wine and delicacies." The immortals all accepted her invitation. Previously, Gong Er had also invited others, but no one gave him face. Gong Wanting, however, was different. All the immortals knew that behind her was Prince Fengxian. Even though the rumors of marital discord between them had spread for a long time, the immortals could not be careless. Each tribe's immortals entered the hall. Yao tribe was seated first from the left side, because left had the highest status, followed by right and center. Sup 1/Sup New Air tribe was first from the right side, because they had brought Loud Thunder Hall. Other tribes were arranged according to the strength of the forces that they sent over. Who could have thought such an arrangement would make one person extremely dissatisfied? Why is my Nian Air tribe last? Does Gong Wanting look down on us? Nian Air Pingji was outraged, as he transmitted his voice to the tribe's senior Gu immortal beside him. Right now, it was not just Nian Air Fu who came, but also would Path Gu immortal Nian Air Yifang. When he heard the words, he placed his aged hand on Nian Air Pingji's shoulder and spoke expectantly and with encouragement. "Pingji, if you are dissatisfied, kill some opponents in the blood martial competition at that time. When we mention changing our positions, no one will stop us, and it will also show our Nian Air tribe's prestige." "Elder Yifang, you are right. I will do so then." Nian Air Pingji clenched his fists. His eyes brightened with a sharp luster. From the main seat in the middle, Gong Wanting was secretly observing everyone, and when she saw Nian Air Pingji's expression, she smiled lightly in her mind. Chapter 1194, Not Kneeling. The Righteous Path's immortals had just been sitting for a while, when lone and demonic immortals also appeared that a huge gray cloud was flying over, upon which Domination Immortal Chu Du proudly stood at the front. Behind him were two battle formations. On one side were Hao Zhan, Chou Lao Wu, Li Si Chun, Immortal Wang, and others. On the other side were Baizu Ran, Baizu Ling, as well as some familiar faces of He tribe, among which the four top supreme elders were also there. The Righteous Path immortals' gazes went past the spacious entrance. Their glances swept through the enemy group of immortals, before they fixed their gazes on Chu Du. Several breaths later, a Gu immortal laughed. "Our Righteous Path shall win this battle, no doubt. What Chu sect and Baizu tribe? Such a lineup dares to provoke our Huangjin tribes." "Haha, that makes sense. The way I see it, we only need to be slightly on guard against Chu Du." The immortals talked happily, the atmosphere in the hall becoming relaxed. In contrast, Hao Zhan, Chou Lao Wu, Baizu Rin, and others looked gloomy and worried. One would just have to look at the situation and they would know it. The Righteous Path had brought out three immortal Gu houses. Loud Thunder Hall was to the right, Golden Dawn Hall was at the center, and Divine Light Hall was to the left. In contrast, Chu Du's side only had a huge empty gray cloud below them. The stronger and weaker side was clear at a glance. The Righteous Path immortals were resting at ease with wines and delicacies inside the hall. But Chu Du's side was standing amidst the wind, only able to watch. The Righteous Path immortals talked and laughed. Their morale was high. In contrast, Chu Du's side was silent. Only Chu Du had a relaxed expression. He had both brains and brawn. He was extremely shrewd, and had already anticipated such a scene before this trip. Right now, he was not anxious. He looked at a Gu immortal beside him. This immortal was tall and thin. Folding his arms across his chest, he had white brows and white hair, and had an extremely cold and aloof expression. Chu Du transmitted his voice to him. "Brother Shui, you have been in seclusion for a long time, tempering your abilities and possess astonishing attainments, but you don't have reputation. Right now is the time to make your name known. I want to hand over the first battle to you. After this battle, I believe your name will not only be spread to the world, it will likely go down in history." The Gu immortal surnamed Shui heard this, and bright light shone in his eyes immediately. "Last time, Brother Chu invited me to take action, but I was refining Gu and not able to come out. This time, I must make the world know of my Shui Wu Hen's name." The Gu immortal named Shui transmitted his reply to Chu Du, and then flew to the sky before hovering between the two sides. He still had his arms folded across his chest as he remained silent. Inside Golden Dawn Hall, the immortals pointed at Shui Wuhan and jokingly spoke. They sent some nameless junior to his death. Nian Er Pingji was just about to stand up and take the fight, but was stopped by Nian Er Fong. Be patient. The enemy only has rank 6 cultivation and has no reputation. Killing him won't be enough to awe these immortals. No need to take this fight. Nian Er Pingji thought for a moment and realized it was true and did not get up. Who wants to take the first battle? From the main seat, Gong Wanting asked the group of immortals that a young Gu immortal stood up soon after. I, Yi Lui Xiao Jin, am willing to take the fight. Gong Wanting hesitated for a moment. She was inwardly thinking, Domination Immortal Chu Du is an extraordinary person. He actually sent a nameless character for the first battle. They are definitely not someone ordinary. If our side gets careless and we lose the first battle, it won't be good. Yi Lui Xiaojin was also a young junior and came to the blood battle competition under the company of his seniors. He was also like the enemy. He was still unknown and had not made a name for himself to AT this time. Yi Lui Tribe's Gu Immortal Yi Lui Hui Hong smiled. This junior might only be rank 6, but he is talented in fighting and often pulls brilliant moves in battle. Even my tribe's first supreme elder has praised him repeatedly. Gong Wanting heard Yi Lui Hui Hong. It was not good to contradict and disregard him publicly, so she agreed. Then we shall see Yi Lui Tribe's valiance. I heed the command. This young Gu immortal turned around and walked out. When he passed by Nian Er tribe, he gave a deep glance at Nian Er Pingji with his golden eyes. You. Nian Er Pingji was provoked and almost jumped up, but Yi Lui Xiaojin had already walked out the entrance. Nian Er Pingji had made his name in the battle at Iron Eagle Blessed Land, but many young righteous path Gu immortals were not willing to feel defeated. Yi Lui Xiaojin was one of them. This time, he also wanted to spread and establish his name through the Blood Battle Martial Competition. The Blood Battle Martial Competition's first battle was about to unfold under both sides' gazes. At the same time, far away at southern border, I have told you all the crucial information regarding Baixiang Grotto Heaven. After a bloodline descendant of Baixiang becomes a Gu immortal, this white form immortal snake can guide them to Baixiang Grotto Heaven. But Baixiang Grotto Heaven is filled with danger. Because Baixiang of the Heaven Surveying 5 Xiangs is a demonic path Gu immortal, you need to be very careful when doing this. According to the information my shadow sect has gathered, Baixiang was a man of his word and hated people who went against his wish and was extremely tyrannical in the way he did things. Only Gu immortals whose battle strength met his expectations could talk and associate with him. You cannot stubbornly charge ahead in this trip. You need to remember when to yield. Ing Wuxia, carefully instructed by Ning Bing. Shadow Sect had already looked into the bet between the 5 Xiangs for a long time and wanted to meddle in it, but an opportune time and coincidences made this plan progress very slowly. Naturally, the main reason was because Shadow Sect's full efforts were in refining sovereign immortal fetus Gu. Shadow Sect recruited by Ning Bing because they wanted to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. On one hand, they wanted to exploit her identity as a fate escapee. On the other hand, they were preparing to step into the bet. Bai Ningbing snorted. I know what to do. Ing Wuxia was unfazed, still smiling. All right, go then. Bai Ningbing quietly took out White Form Immortal Snake. The White Form Immortal Snake was slender and long. Its whole body was covered in snow-white scales, and it had a graceful physique. Its eyes were like jade, and on the 2 sides of its head were a pair of long whiskers, floating like celestial ribbons. It was a rank 5 mortal Gu and was very attached to Bai Ningbing, which was likely because it was attracted by her northern dark ice soul physique. Bai Ningbing began to activate her phantom aperture. The phantom aperture was illusory, but after it was activated, it turned from phantom to real. Shadow Sect had stolen this method from Heavenly Court and had studied it until 50 to 60% completion. As such, it had many flaws. Because of this, Bai Ningbing could temporarily possess Gu immortal strength without undergoing tribulation. So she was only a false immortal. After leaving Shadow Sect for a period of time, She had not been able to maintain her phantom aperture, causing it to lose many of its effects and have limited periods of use. Ordinarily, Bai Ningbing would be in her mortal body, turning into a woman. After her phantom aperture was activated, she would turn into a temporary false immortal. The effect of the mortal goo would be suppressed at this time, and her body would return to that of a man's. Sometimes a man, sometimes a woman. Bai Ningbing herself felt awkward. However, among the immortals present, no one joked about it. Tai Bai Yunsheng was kind-hearted. He Lu Lan was fierce and ambitious, and did not care about these details. Shenu was actually rather nervous. After all, Bai Ningbing's success or failure would be of huge influence to Shadow Sect's following actions. Bai Ningbing began to release his goo immortal aura. The white form immortal snake sensed this. Its whole body jolted before it gave a long hiss towards the sky. Its hissing was completely different from the sharp hiss of normal snake species, carrying a resounding and mighty aura. Then, the white form immortal snake flew under Bai Ningbing's feet of its own accord, carrying him and flying towards the sky. Hey, Lu Lan, Ingwu Xie and the rest stood at their spots, looking at this sight. They could not go as they did not have Bai Xiang's bloodline, and would only make things worse if they went. Everything now depended on Bai Ningbing. Fortunately, to raise Bai Ningbing's success rate, Ingwu Xie and the rest of the group had gone to Jade Pot Mountain and gave Soul immortal goo to Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing had his first truly owned immortal goo. He looked down while standing on the white form immortal snake's back. However, when he saw the mountain ranges and the heavy fog, he suddenly recalled a scene back in Bai Tribe. That was his first encounter with the white form immortal snake. The spirit spring was raging like boiling water. All of a sudden, the spring water rose up like a tidal wave. After it reached a certain height, the spirit spring scattered and splashed in all directions. The white form immortal snake flew out. I pay respects to great immortal. Bai clan leader emotionally knelt on the ground, and at the same time anxiously urged, Bai Ningbing, why are you not kneeling down? I will never kneel before a goo. Bai Ningbing coldly snorted, his body standing upright and tall. Although the white form immortal snake goo released an ethereal cold grandeur with heavy killing intent concealed within, Bai Ningbing was not the least bit afraid. His two blue eyes directly stared at its snake eyes. According to the clan's secret records, once a goo master obtains approval, the white form immortal snake goo would fly with the inheritor and open a secret place in the sky. So, this so-called secret was Bai Xiang's grotto heaven, and the condition to receive approval was to become a goo immortal. The question from a long time ago finally cleared up at this time. Unknowingly, I have already reached this stage. Bai Ningbing took a deep breath in, his blue eyes gazing high. Success or failure does not matter. I only hope Bai Xiang grotto heaven won't be too boring. This trip should be splendid. Langya blessed land. Inside a secret room in a cloud city, Fang Yuan lightly let out a breath of AI. In his hand was a dream path mortal goo that had just been refined, and was still giving off warmth. His cultivation was still at rank 6 second heavenly tribulation level, and had stopped here for the moment, unable to be raised, because he had almost annexed all the blessed lands in his memories. There were still some remaining, but he could not annex those blessed lands because of his attainment level. Ever since he realized that dream realms provided incomparable help to this style of cultivation, he had immersed himself in refining dream path mortal goo these last days. These mortal goo, when paired up with Unravel Mystery Immortal Goo, could form the immortal killer move Unravel Dream. With this killer move, Fang Yuan could easily solve dream realms and unravel them, raising his attainment in many paths. With Unravel Dream raising his attainment level, Fang Yuan could annex even more immortal apertures. After annexing blessed lands, his cultivation level would soar up, causing his battle strength to surge. After his battle strength surged, killing would become easier and he could obtain even more blessed lands that it would then form a feedback loop of constant benefits. Do not bother mentioning bullshit like whether killing is against morality or how it would influence one's reputation. Demonic path goo immortals were direct and straightforward in this aspect. Fang Yuan had never thought of himself as a good person. The blood battle martial competition should have begun. I should participate a few times. kill a few Gu immortals, and seize their immortal apertures, taking the final step to becoming a rank 7 Gu immortal. Although Eastern Sea has City Well, and there are many blessed lands in the well, it is too far away. Moreover, I have already been there once. Heavens will already knows of it. It is better to continue refining Dream Path Mortal Gu while killing in the Blood Battle Martial competition. It won't be too late to go after that. With this idea, Feng Yuan once again entered a dream realm. Verdant green trees grew in the rugged mountain path that a merchant caravan was traversing on the mountain path with difficulty. Feng Yuan was one of the members in the caravan. In the end, he did not yield and wanted to prove that with his ability, he could defeat his genius A-grade aptitude little brother. He also needed such evidence for himself. But Guyu clan leader did not give him this opportunity. He personally schemed against Feng Yuan and used some sneaky moves, causing Feng Yuan to suffer an overwhelming defeat. Finally, he became someone who overestimated his ability, being cast aside and troubled by everyone. C-grade aptitude does not have any future. Even if you won against Guyu Fengzheng, so what? He has a great aptitude. The future of the whole tribe belongs to him. No, he is our tribe's future. As an elder brother, you truly don't have even a little tolerance. You are actually making things difficult for your little brother. Winner takes all. Victory or defeat was decided. Right or wrong was thus overturned. Black and white was blurred. Feng Yuan was on the verge of being exiled from the tribe. He could only join a merchant caravan, laboriously working while continuing his cultivation. Stop, stop. I am tired. This carriage is too bumpy. Let's rest for a while. A young man's voice came from a carriage. But young master, we are still a long way from the next village. We have already rested 3 times on the way. If we rest again, we won't be able to walk out of this mountain before the sky gets dark. A steward of the merchant caravan stood outside the carriage and spoke with a bowed waist. Ping! There was a sharp sound as a lightning whip instantly landed on the steward's body, sending him flying. What did you say? This caravan is my clan's. I have complete management rights over it. You lowly servant, you dare to lecture me? The carriage's curtain was raised up, and a malevolent-looking young Gu master walked out from within. This servant deserves to die. This servant deserves to die. The steward kowtowed continuously. The whole caravan stopped. From ahead came questions. What is happening behind? Questions came from behind as well. What is going on ahead? Feeling countless gazes at him, the young Gu master frowned as he shouted. What are you looking at, you bunch of lazy slaves? If you look at me again, I will dig out your eyes. Feng Yuan quickly lowered his head. Yes you. The young Gu master suddenly pointed at Feng Yuan. Come over, kneel down, be a stool for this master. This is your honor. I want to rest outside for a while. Feng Yuan raised his head, staring at the young Gu master with pursed lips. I won't kneel. What? The young Gu master could not believe it, almost thinking he had misheard it. What did you say just now? You won't kneel? His finger that was pointing at Feng Yuan was slightly shaking. His expression was exaggerated, as if he had heard a joke. Ha, you won't kneel? You are an ant-like slave, you still won't kneel. He then heard Feng Yuan's words again. No, I won't kneel. Chapter 1195, Young. Junior, take this move. Lu Hui shouted, a powerful aura erupting from his whole body that he raised his arms above his head. A grand radiance rose up from his body and rapidly condensed into a crescent moon in the air. The crescent moon was thin and long. It was pale white but covered in a gray halo. Good. Elder Lu Hui finally got the chance to use his move, Gray Rock Moon. This move is a well-known method of Lu Hui. That's right. Those that are struck by this move will start solidifying before finally turning into stone. Even their immortal aperture will also be contaminated, turning rocky. It is a truly troublesome move. Inside Golden Dawn Hall, Righteous Path Gu immortals were discussing with smiles on their faces on the demonic path's side. Shui Wuhen was only illuminated by the gray moonlight for several breaths of time before his expression changed greatly. He immediately felt the power of this move and did not dare to be rash as he quickly used an immortal killer move. Strong cold aura coiled around his whole body, ice and frost attaching to his body. The gray moonlight turned the ice and frost to stone, but the ice and frost regenerated themselves, The gray moonlight was unable to penetrate through them and reach Shui Wuhen's body. What? He actually used an offensive killer move on his own body. Amazing. Shui Wuhen handled such a complicated thing with ease. He is quite clever. For the moment, he has blocked old Lu Hui's signature trump card. Go, beat him. The immortals in Chu Du's side cheered and applauded loudly. By contrast, the relaxed mood inside Golden Dawn Hall had now completely dissipated, and a bad feeling rose up in everyone's hearts. We are not going to lose to Shui Wuhen again, right? Even Elder Lu Hui cannot hold him down. Shui Wuhen is an unknown character, while Elder Lu Hui is a renowned rank 6 expert. As the immortals talked, Shui Wuhen wore the heavy layer of stone and frost and charged towards Elder Lu Hui. Old geezer, you are so old. What are you doing not resting at home? Just die. Shui Wuhen pushed both his hands forward. Instantly a wave of snow and frost rose up in the air. The righteous path Gu immortal, Elder Lu Hui, had to maintain the gray crescent moon in the sky. His hands were raised as if he was supporting the sky. He could not move and was directly submerged by this wave of snow. Shui Wuhen won. Lu Hui died. Everyone was surprised. They had not expected such an outcome. Before this battle, Shui Wuhen had already won 2 consecutive battles. He was injured and not in his best condition. In the previous 2 battles, he battled against Righteous Path Juniors and could not kill the opponent. But now in this 3rd battle, he killed Lu Hui. The Grand Lu Hui actually died at the hands of a nameless demonic path minor character. Heavens, this is unbelievable. This person might only have rank 6 cultivation, but he truly has rank 7 battle strength. Where did this guy come from? I can't help but think of old ancestor Shui Hu. This Shui Wuhen is similarly of ice and snow path. He truly resembles old ancestor Shui Hu when he was young. He is still far from being qualified to compare to old ancestor Shui Hu. But 3 victories in 3 consecutive battles. His name will spread throughout the whole Gu immortal world. Whether it be the righteous path or Chu Du's side, they were both discussing Shui Wuhen. Xiao Jin, don't put your loss to heart. This is not your fault, but the opponent being too strong. He actually killed Lu Hui. Son. Yi Lui Huihong consoled the young man beside him. Yi Lui Xiao Jin felt his right arm. His right arm was currently still in a frozen state. His whole arm had already turned black and blue from the cold. The intense chill was even affecting his bones and blood. Yi Lui Xiao Jin felt such pain that after his defeat, he returned to the hall and had his head lowered the whole time. As for Yi Lui Huihong's words, he did not seem to have heard them. Yi Lui Huihong saw this and sighed inwardly. You are still young, but this setback will be beneficial to you. This shame will make you try harder. Who can say what will happen in the future? Maybe your future achievements will be above them. The main thing is to not lose the confidence in yourself. As he thought of this, Yi Lui Huihong gazed at Shui Wuhen, who was standing alone in the air, and then at Nian Er Pingji, who was unable to stay still. Can I go fight now? Nian Er Pingji impatiently transmitted his voice to his senior, Nian Er Yifeng. However, Nian Er Yifeng shook his head. This person has won 3 battles. There are many injuries on him, and his state is not at its peak. If you kill him, it would be nothing extraordinary, but if you can't kill him, it would instead weaken your prestige. Moreover, the other side is not foolish. Why would they let Shui Wuhen continue fighting? Sure enough, the next moment, Chu Du spoke, withdrawing Shui Wuhen from the battle. Nian Er Pingji snorted. Even if he does not battle, I will go up. He won 3 battles. I will win at least 6 battles. Nian Er Pingji rose up and bowed to Gong Wanting. I request to go to battle. Gong Wanting's frown relaxed a little. The righteous path, which should have been victorious, was instead defeated thrice by a nameless character from Chu Du's side. This was not only a heavy blow to the righteous path Gu immortals, it harmed their reputation and was also damaging to Gong Wanting's prestige. Gong Wanting knew Nian Er Pingji was Nian Er tribe's current generation sword child. She naturally had no reason to not permit him. Nian Er Pingji took the stage and shouted, "Who wants to die?" The rising morale of Chu Du's side immediately stifled. Careful, don't be fooled by this kid's rank 6 cultivation. He can kill rank 7s. He made outstanding battle achievements in the Battle of Iron Eagle Blessed Land. He is also extremely savage, killing multiple Gu immortals. Even Old Monster Corpse Poison could not do anything about him. He is the current inheritor of Sword Saint Nian Er's true inheritance. He naturally is not ordinary. Chu Du's side was silent. Facing Nian Er Pingji's challenge, there was actually no one who dared to accept for a period of time. Youngsters at the moment, each of them truly are fiercer than the other. Chu Du stroked his forehead. Big brother Chu, let me go handle him, Shui Wuhen requested. How could Chu Du permit it? He already saw Shui Wuhen's weak state. Not only were there injuries on his body, many areas of his immortal aperture had even turned into rocks, causing losses to many resources. As a result of Elder Lu Hui's immortal killer move. Relax, I have already made arrangements to deal with Pingji. Chu Du smiled, assuring Shui Wuhen, Granny Yin, I will hand this battle to you. Chu Du spoke to a black-robed Gu immortal behind him. This Gu immortal with a hunched back was holding a walking stick and had been silent the whole time. Hearing Chu Du's words, terrifyingly bony hands stretched out of the wide sleeves and lifted up the hood, revealing an old, crooked face. Let this old woman love you tenderly. Granny Yin flew to the battle and stared at the young Nian Er Pingji with her turbid yellow eyes, which flickered with dangerous light. What? She is the rank 7 demonic Gu immortal Granny Yin. Chu Du is shameless. Our side's Nian Er Pingji is only a rank 6 Gu immortal. They are actually sending a higher rank expert famous in Northern Plains. This won't do. Call back Nian Er Pingji. Nian Er Yifang was also very anxious. Nian Er Pingji was a future star of Nian Er tribe who was heavily nurtured, and Nian Er Yifang was in charge of his safety in this trip. If he died here, Nian Er Yifang would have greatly neglected his duty. However, Nian Er Pingji's fighting intent burned even stronger when facing a strong opponent. He howled towards the sky, and disregarding the crazed voice transmission of Nian Er Yifang, he turned into an incomparably sharp sword light that charged towards Granny Yin. Snowy Mountain, first peak. Now that I mention it, you need to be thankful to me. Haven't you discovered? Your cultivation has risen and is going to reach rank 5. Lady Wan Shou said to Ma Hongyun, while holding a ball of lightning that Hongyun shouted madly and hysterically. You insane lunatic! You still want to shock me. You have tormented me so many times. You still want to continue. I don't want this cultivation. Please let me go. Lady Wan Shou sneered. Impossible. She then sent out the ball of lightning. Crack, crack, crack. Ma Hongyun's whole body shook. His eyes rolled over. His mouth occasionally opened wide, occasionally pursed up, and occasionally turned into O shape. But all the time, he was shouting. Oh, hark. He screamed until the lightning completely dissipated. Failed again. This guy. Lady Wan Shou's face looked extremely gloomy. She fiercely slapped Ma Hongyun's cheek. Hongyun instantly fainted from the slap. Central Continent, Spirit Affinity House. Heavy rain poured down, causing the sky to darken. Zhao Linyun was drenched. Her vision was blurry and intense dizziness was threatening to make her unconscious. But she firmly held on, using every bit of strength in her body. Although she was an otherworldly demon with memories of a previous world, she did not have much understanding of the upper levels of the Gu world, especially of the mindsets of Gu immortals, whom she had rarely been able to associate with. As far as she was concerned, this was the only way to save Ma Hongyun. This otherworldly demon is indeed somewhat foolish. Li Juning had been observing secretly. Su Hao shook his head. I also had not expected her to be so persistent. It has already been over 10 days now. Li Juning turned back and looked at her husband. Have you thought about it? Feng Jinhuang can use this to make a countering scheme against us, requesting Zhao Linyun to give up on contending for the position of fairy, and then she will help save her lover? Su Hao smiled. How could that be? According to Feng Jinhuang's nature, she absolutely would not be able to do such a thing. These two are still young. Inside a dream, southern border. Ow wow, it hurts, it hurts. Feng Yuan screamed in pain. Kid, you know pain now? If you had knelt, you would not have had to experience this pain. A middle-aged man with a big beard was holding a Gu worm in his hand, healing Feng Yuan. Feng Yuan raised his head and clenched his right fist. Uncle, What are you saying? A man only kneels to their parents, heaven and earth. How can we kneel at someone's order? Even if I die, I won't kneel. Not cherishing life. It seems healing you was completely in vain. I should not have done it. Big Beard suddenly became moody. I didn't ask you to heal me. Fong Yuan endured the pain and stood up, walking out of this tent without looking back. However, he fell down to the ground after taking just a few steps. The intense pain sent him unconscious. When he woke up again, he found he was still inside Big Beard's tent. Oh, you are still too young. Big Beard took a gulp of wine. I have healed half of your injuries and have left the other half as a lesson. Fong Yuan grumbled, weakly retorting, Uncle, thank you. But I have told you, this is not about being young. This is a matter of principles.